All right, this is the Arboretum of native flora. So let's see some native flora. And I wanted to discuss my adventures at the county field office, but what were you saying, buddy? I'm not done with it.
Yeah, you're not completed yet, so when you're all done, you can tell the whole story.
All right, so we'll hold off on that. And there are other stories I long to tell. I pine to tell. What else? Okay, I gotta fill out that paperwork for that fucking supermarket. But do I really want to work there? That's one thing with the county. Well, I don't want to go into that story. This is a whole story into itself. I never got answers how that is. There some kind of back to work program? I do know if I get a job, I'm supposed to report to them, but it's like the whole thing. They're just clerical workers, urban folk who don't seem to want to say too much. Although the one colored lady who helped me, her name was Charlene. She was nice, but she's trying to sign me up for these kind of useless GA benefits, general assistance, which is apparently chicken shit. If I understand, because I was trying to talk to this one Hispanic woman who, I think these clerical workers, they don't give a shit. Here I am talking about a story that's not completed yet. Yeah. But, she was like, oh, you only get $185 a month, and, if you get some little job, well, then it might not be $185, it might only be $180 or $100 or $50. I'm like, what a waste of a time program that is. And there was some stupid form that said, if you ever get SSI, you got to agree to pay back what we paid you. But how does it work? What if I get on GA for a few months, when I go off it, then I get a job, and then down the road I get SSI. As soon as I get SSI and they see that, they're going to say, you owe us, these pittance little token bullshit payments. So,
what's the point of the assistance in the first place?
I guess it was helps if you want, if you walk in, I need housing where you're in the system, they can put you in a hotel and try to get you into some flop house or something. But yeah, which way you want to go, buddy? Left?
Go straight.
Straight?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And what else would you want to talk about? You had some thoughts that you wanted to share, not really?
Not currently. If something pops into my mind, I'll share it.
So I don't really want to talk about other people because, hey, this is this channel. And we don't want to talk about other people's channels, but depressed, unwanted man, what the hell has he devolved into? I mean, A, for effort. I give him kudos for providing a space for the lonely and disenfranchised, but it's gotten perverted, it's gotten corrupted, and while I can't fully blame him, part of me is like, okay, it's not the same, and he's just
perpetually doing projects.
He's a tool. And forget about buying tools. He is a tool.
It's kind of like Dumb Incorporated.
Yes.
There's commercials now.
They were
he's
saying
making money. It's not as free as it once was, as pure, as truthful as it once was. He's turned a corner, and it's good for him. He seems happier, but it's just not the same Dumb that we were introduced to.
Yeah, it's Dumb Incorporated. So, I guess it can never be the same, which is a shame. So I just wanted to get that out there because, I don't know, I'm disgusted by I shouldn't say disgusted, it's just, what a shame. And these assholes come on and say, oh, man, he's improved. He fixed a door. Oh, wow. Yeah, I guess I'm happy for whatever. I don't feel angry. I don't feel jealous. I just feel kind of, it's a shame. We've lost something. We lost a jewel, a treasure. Even though he's still there, he's not there. So we were talking about Todd Thundercock, the grotesque subhuman, disappeared once again. The spurging out, but he never really came back because he was, I don't know, it's a shame. So he's gone. Dumb is no longer dumb. These people are just,
They've shifted into something else.
Oh, what else? So there's more about the county. I should show the stuff I signed up for. So I like these, whatever the hell these things are, these giant, cabbage-like ferns. Just talk about anything, buddy.
Exactly. Anything.
Buddy, do you want to... Maybe I have nothing to talk about, really. I'm going to talk more when I'm just sort of on my own, but I kind of feel like the county meeting wasn't what I thought it would be. Spent a long time with the one, her name was Charlene. She's a nice colored lady. But, you know, general assistance sounds like shit. The food stamp sounds much more straightforward. You give them all this paperwork, and if you're approved, you get a job, you got to provide pay stubs, you're approved for a year, and then they recalculate. And I was reading the food stamp benefit. It's $95 minimum. Maybe it'll be more. But they said if for some reason, because it's a federal state program, if the federal government, for whatever reason, doesn't give you the full $95 minimum, then the state of New Jersey will pay the difference. So everyone gets at least $95. I think I was already given temporarily $155, and that was only for like half a month. So I was thinking like $300, I could do that. $310. That sounds like a nice, decent chunk of food change money, food stamp money. I'm just rambling. Why am I even here? It was a nice day. It was past 2 days. I remember when I took my walk at dusk a few nights ago. It was chilly. I had 2 flannels on. It was, it was very chilly. And then today and yesterday, it's been the 80s. In fact, last night it was very mild. It was only like lower 60s, which is, warm. So it's warmed up. It's going to cool down a bit, but I figured we should go for a walk because
might get chilly or rainy soon.
Didn't we go for a walk? We did a video of us walking, didn't we? Sometime, was that 2 videos ago? And I don't know what we accomplished. We're just babbling about the same bullshit.
Pretty much.
There's really nothing to... Well, there is stuff to talk about, but I don't even want to go into this county. Like, I do feel ashamed of myself. Like, should I have asked more? I had these ideas of questions I want to ask, but honestly, I get overwhelmed because there was a packet. There was this one packet I got in the mail. They sent me the first packet, and they basically told me ignore that, and they sent me a second packet. Maybe I'll go through. I'll do a video where I go through the packet. But the second packet, there was this one page that said something like, "This is to be complete. These forms are to be completed in person during an interview," or some shit like that. When I went in today, I was told by the one social worker, Charlene, I don't know, the interview was when we called you on the phone. You could just fill that shit out, and it's mostly just a bunch of crap that you got to sign. Like, they highlight the parts they want you to sign, and it's I don't know. I'm a household of one. Something about that whole thing about SSI. I'm not even sure how to go, because right now I don't have SSI now. Let's say they give me general assistance for let's say a few months, and then I get a job. And I don't even know how it works. So she mentioned to me, yeah, there's like a whole back to work thing. But I mentioned her, I said, oh, just so you know, I was diagnosed with a ton of shit. What did I say? Autism and ADHD and PTSD and whatever, generalized anxiety. And then I mentioned, and minor alcohol. She was like, the Charlene lady, she had her do-rag thing on. She's like, she smiled and goes, well, a lot of folks I talk to, they don't even admit they have these problems. So kudos to you. Kudos to you for admitting that. And she goes, and now if that's the case, there might be, an extension before you, if you get this general assistance, before you get involved in the back to work program, you might get to go to some, rehabilitation program, which means you don't have to work and we'll still pay you general assistance. But of course, GA is only like $185, so it's not worth it. And I even said to her, she asked me like general questions. You feel sad and depressed sometimes. And I'm like, well, look, to be honest, I don't end up in the psych ward. So I gotta be careful what I say. And she's like, no. Unless you were like bouncing off the walls or something, you're talking to me coherently. No. And I said, well, I do feel worried about the future, especially since I injured myself. And what jobs can I do? What if I injure myself again? Because, this is, a torn artery. And she said, hold on. What is this? Real quick, we're going to take a little detour. They planted this. Oh, it's just a white oak. White oaks are fairly common in these parts, but I don't know why they went out of the way to... Unless it was growing here and they wanted to protect it, because deer will eat, little, growthlings. White oak, very, very common tree in the northeastern, actually North America, east of the Mississippi. Anyway, so most of what I did, I didn't even get my questions answered. I don't know if there's like a website. It's like most of what I did with this Charlene lady, although she was nice, she made me write a statement. I explained, I tore this, and, my artery, and then I, and this is a scarlet oak, another type of oak. Oak trees all have similar leaves, but they slightly different. This is a scarlet oak. Anyway, where was I going? Charlene, I had to write down a statement. She had a bunch of forms, sign this and that. But it seems like a lot of effort for something that's not worth it. This general assistance sounds more like a hindrance than anything else. Now, If it wasn't for general assistance, I don't think these people would even want me to come in. Like you said, they want you to work for it, like coming in at 9 in the morning, all this shit. I don't think they wanted me to work for it. I think that was all for the GA. Like GA requires, general assistance requires the most bureaucracy, but it's like not even worth the effort. The food stamps, okay, they wanted a driver's license. They wanted, oh, look at the deer. Let's see if we can see the deer. They wanted a driver's license. They wanted a birth certificate. They wanted, and here's where things got screwy. Because now I've got this paperwork I brought with me that I hadn't filled out yet. But Charlene said, oh yeah, you could have filled that in advance. So I'm like, I'd like to take it home, fill it out, scan it so I have a copy. And this Hispanic lady named Gladys, of all things. Gladys wasn't really, she was very serious and bureaucratic and couldn't be bothered and blah, 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 blah. But I did ask her, I said, you know, I showed her certain things. She said, I told her, I said, in the mail, because I got temporary disability, it's running out. I got my last payment. They send me the paper pay stubs, my statements, but I only have 4. And I've had 6 payments. I got my last payment. Usually, like, you know, they'll give me a payment and they'll send me. For some reason, when I got my 5th payment last week, usually a few days later, I'll get the paper in the mail. I never got it. Was the paper statement lost? We don't know. The 6th statement, the 6th and final, which I got this past Friday, I probably won't see in the mail until sometime this coming week. But I don't know what happened there. And it didn't really matter, because even though they had made a list, when I spoke to them on the phone last week, I told them my situation, and they sent me this new packet in the mail, which said, you know, bring in a bank statement, this most current month, and bring in your TDI, temporary disability insurance statements. So I brought the ones up to date, and this Hispanic lady Gladys is like, well, we don't know. We don't know, see if, you know, when it's going to end. So I'm like, all right. So I went on the internet for the Hartford group, the temporary disability people, and I was able to find PDFs of all 6 of my deposits, and I was able to print them up. So I have those. So it's good. It's good. I told, in fact, she even said to me, because she goes, you want to hand in what you got and come back with the rest of the stuff? And I'm like, you know what? I don't want to do that, because if I do that, it might, you know how bureaucracy works. Things might not stay together. You know what I mean? So I said, are you left or straight?
Straight.
Okay. So I said, let me just take this shit home, because remember, I had the paperwork they wanted me to fill out, which apparently I could have filled out in advance, but didn't know because the wording said this has to be filled out, you know, during the interview. But apparently I already had my interview on the phone, but this paperwork came in after the fucking interview. It doesn't matter. So I said, you know what, let me take these papers home and I'll bring back any documents. So driver's license and birth certificate, I had copies of those. Was able to go home and print up all the PDFs. There was no PDFs of the temporary disability statements. There was no letter specifying, hi, we're paying you temporary disability from, in my case, it was December 26th through April 24th. There was no letter, but there was so I had to take a screenshot, I guess, on the portal on this website. And I hope that's enough. And so I included that. So I have all that paperwork ready. I'll go back tomorrow. I was there at 9 in the morning. I don't know what time they open. Gladys told me they close at 4:30. I'm like, I'm not going to be able to get back today. So, I got to go back. All right, what else? Buddy, there are things you want to discuss. If not, don't force it, but didn't you want to say something? There were questions I wished I'd asked, but it was hard to ask because with the social worker, the colored lady, her name was young colored. I'm not big on colored girls, but she was kind of cute. She had this do-rag on. She was skinny. Her name was Charlene. And Charlene seemed like one of these, you know, I guess with social workers, people who get into it when they're young, they're really naive. They think they can help people. And they become old. They become all jaded. But she had to have been younger than me. I guess she's in her 30s. And she just seemed like, you know, a caring and empathetic type. Gladys, the Hispanic lady, was all business. The thing behind the counter didn't seem to like me, the old black lady. But where's I going with this? Yeah, but it was mostly that, and then she had to go, and I'm left with this paper, and she's like, there's two divisions. I'm the social worker, and my primary concern is GA, general assistance. But she never went into like the details about work because she's trying to get me signed up for, behavioral health because I'm an autistic, retarded nut job with alcohol problems. So we didn't really go into that. And then Gladys, Hispanic lady, she's what they call, let me see if I remember. I wrote it down, I think. It's something simple but weird, like IM, income maintenance. I think that's what they call themselves, IM, income maintenance. And they're just, all they really care about is the paperwork. If you get a job, report it. If you make too much money, report it. She even said, because we'll know. They do have, on the computer, they can somehow, they knew my social, they knew my previous jobs, they knew I had TDI before I even told them. So they know all that. That's all in their system. But then this bitch is saying, but we don't know when your TDI is going to end. It's like, you stupid bitch. If I were to continue receiving temporary disability payments indefinitely, you'd eventually know, wouldn't you? Because you have the fucking computer. So why is the onus on me to prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that these 6 payments are the only payments? I can't do. Anyway, look at this. I'm just looking down at this. Okay, where were we? Where are we going?
Left.
Sure. So I didn't get to ask her questions. I have other questions. What are some other questions I might have? Can you think of some questions? And these people, Charlene, the social worker, was very nice, but it became like half an hour of these questionnaires and these other documents. And Gladys, the IM, income maintenance lady, was just sort of like, she was standing there. You can tell she was in a rush. And maybe I shouldn't feel like imposed, I'm imposing upon these people. At the same time, she's not going to answer my fucking questions, at least not well. But what did I want to ask? I did ask her about the card, this EBT card. It's got food stamps, but it also has, in theory, this GA. According to her, it's almost like she doesn't know. She's like, right, straight. According to her, she's like, when you go to the register, it's just EBT. And then I guess you have to go to an ATM to get this emergency cash. And I said, well, do they charge you? Is it like a ATM surcharge? Well, I'm not sure. I think PNC, it's like, doesn't anyone fucking know? Like, even the literature the state sends doesn't clarify, okay, you can go to this ATM, not this one, or we're partnered with this bank, but not that one. But I don't even know. Oh, that's another thing. She said something weird to me, like, you got to keep in touch. I said, okay, you're going to let me know if I'm approved or not? She goes, no, we don't let you know. You got to, that's on you. And I said, you want me to call or email or what? She said, yeah, I guess you can call. I said, what, like a week, 2 weeks, a month? Oh, about a week. So it's like, so what should I ask? She mentioned email, but she never gave me her email. She didn't give me her card. Charlene, the social worker, colored social worker, gave me her card. But she's kind of, again, I kind of wish, maybe an alternate reality, now I know what I know, skip the GA, because it's bullshit. But that's what requires all this questionnaires and this waste of time. Skip the GA. Instead, who is this lovely bench dedicated to? Let's find out, because you can't just have a bench. It's got to be dedicated to someone. Ah, yes, Michael Gamachi, given his time and talents to this community, soccer coach. Wow. What, for fucking 3 years, president? Get in there, play your best, and have some fun. Okay. How many people even play soccer? What's all these soccer fields? I don't know. So what was I saying? I was saying something about...
You wouldn't bother with the GA at all?
Yeah, I wouldn't bother with the GA, because it's almost like, when I'm trying to explain, I don't know if I'm articulating this very well. The GA, general assistance, and I even know how the process works. All that time spent is like a back to work program. Are there only certain jobs I can work? Do I have to report that I've worked? Do I get like brownie points for getting a job? Or do I get penalized for getting a job before a certain date or after a certain date? That's not the point. The point is, for $185, it's not worth it. And it's not even a guaranteed $185. If you get a job, according to Gladys, who's not even in charge of that, well, you get $185, but then, if you get a little job, let's say you work like two or 4 hours, something like that, even Charlene was saying, yeah, it depends on how much you make. Like, let's say you only work 4 hours, but you're getting paid $25 an hour, like that, as if that would happen. It all depends on how much you earn. But let's say you get a little job for 4 hours, you get minimum wage. They say, okay, good. You don't get $185 in GA, you get $60, $65. It's like the whole thing just seems like just a real pittance. And I don't want SSI, I want SSDI. SSDI. I've been talking about neat bucks now for probably since the first video I uploaded or something. But this is the process. So anyway, GA is a waste of time. If I can go back in time, when I filled out that thing, because I was looking for food stamps. And I've told this again, I'll say it one more time. And I'm going to show it. Maybe when I go home, I keep mentioning to do this. I did a screenshot. It said, okay, there are 4 programs. You're applying for food stamps, but there are 3 other programs. And together, we've decided 2 are not for you. You don't get TAMP, which was something about families. And you don't get the children, mother and children. Okay, understandable. But you might be eligible for these other 2. But if I can go back, I would just say not interested in G fucking A. I just want general assistance or work first New Jersey. I just want the stamps. Because the food stamps, the one good thing Gladys did do for me, I almost feel like I'm imposing. Plus, I feel like she doesn't want to really pay attention. She's, she feels like her time is so precious. So it's like, there's several questions. One of them was like, what if I move to another county? Do I have to start all over again? Let's say I find housing in some other fucking county. I go to their social board. Yeah, that's not the point. What I did get from her, she went and printed me up. I guess it was from the website, but it doesn't have like a header or footer of the website. It said the food stamp or SNAP requirements. And it said, okay, if you're a household of 1, and the number, I forget what it was. It's comparable to Medicaid, I think. You can't make more than, let's say it was something like $2,000 some odd dollars, $2,200 or something like that. I forget. I really don't remember. Whatever it was, I could work some shit job, if you're making around, $500 or so a week. At the end of the month, per month, you're averaging out to, $2,000, maybe a little more. And that would be enough. But then again, I don't know how the formula works. Do I get the $95? Do I get more? I don't know. Someone behind us? That's good. But, what else? So I don't know how it works, but what I would have done differently is...
What we can.
Oh, you want me to slow down? My brother wants me to slow down because I'm stalking the stalker.
His conversation is going to end up...
No, I thought it'd be funny. No, I noticed. I was going to say, I got a bit quiet when he came up. He got quiet. You notice I was walking behind him. He wasn't talking. So I thought it'd be kind of funny. He's turning his head. Anyway. Yeah, I wouldn't have bothered with GA. In fact, it sounds like it's more trouble than it's worth. Anyway, and I got a call afterwards. I don't know if I mentioned this to you. I got a call from someone. Also from the county. But this time, not the field office, where I went today, but the main office in the county seat. I'm like, hi, we want you to come in for something. Oh, behavioral, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, I guess to show that I need behavioral mental bullshit. Therefore, I should be exempt from the searching for a job program. But again, this is all for $185 a month, so this isn't worth it. And I said to this lady, I said, okay, wait. I said, first, wait, is the field office where I went today? No, this is the main office in the county seat. I said, okay, well, because apparently Charlene, the colored social worker, contacted the main office. And I said, well, is this for GA or is this for SNAP, food stamps? She goes, well, it's all interconnected. It's all interrelated. And I said, okay, in a general sense, that might be true, but because I could have gotten SNAP. That's what I'm realizing. That's what I've learned. I could have gotten SNAP without this GA bullshit. Probably could have avoided even going in person. Probably could have just emailed all my shit. Because I remember it was Charlene, when I spoke to her on the phone, who insisted I come in. And that's because she's a social worker, and that's for the GA, but the GA is shit. 185 and not even a guaranteed 185. It's like, I can understand, like, maybe, hey, you have a job and you make, a few grand a month, but we'll still give you 185 just because. That would be cool. If you're telling me 185 for no job, and if I have a job, there's a formula, and the money goes down, you could work, 8 hours shift. How much do you make? You could probably make over 185 a day if you're working like 8-9 hours at a grocery store or something, get some overtime. You could probably make more than that, which would make GA not worth it. So it wasn't worth it. GA isn't real. It wasn't worth the hassle it became. I mean, it's real, but it's not. I mean, I guess maybe if you're mentally retarded or something, and you live at home, you're never gonna be able to work. You're just some retard. I guess maybe you could get just a little, $185 stipend to, I don't know, put in a little account and hopefully save it for a special, I don't know, retard shower or retard potty or something. I don't know. It's like, this isn't really a viable program for me. Better off just working. Even though I don't like working, better off working in the meantime until I get, real federal neat bucks, because this 185 is bullshit. But that's where most of the effort went. The paperwork was mostly for food stamps. And I probably, even though there was a lot of paperwork to provide, I probably could have like not even gone there. I could just like emailed it to them and they would have looked it over and said approved or denied just based on paperwork, pushing paper. So all this was for GA, which, well, I didn't know. I've learned that general assistance in the state of New Jersey really isn't worth it. We'll see where it goes. I'll do it to its fruition, and I'll keep everyone posted. But waste of time, and most of the having to go there at 9 in the morning and sit down with the social worker was all for $185, which isn't even guaranteed, because as soon as I go back to work, that number will go down probably to zero, because just work, even a minimum wage job, you work 4 or 5 days a week, you're making way more than that. And they don't just give you 185. It's if you have zero, you're making nothing, you get 185. As soon as you make, I went to the little flower shop and worked for 2 hours and I made, $40. Okay, now you don't get 185 anymore, you get 120 or whatever. And it's almost like just a joke. So why'd I waste all that time and all that effort, all these questionnaires? Well, I had to learn because no one told me. But I still haven't learned about how does the work program work. All she said was, you can be exempt if you have these behavioral problems. And I gave her, I looked up on my phone, the fax and number for my neuropsych who diagnosed me. She never got back to me. I wanted a fucking truncated report. I think I left a message again with her. It's such a fucking waste. When we left, what were we doing? Let's see what this says. Warning. Oh, look at this. Did we go this way last time? I can't recall. But September to February, we got deer hunting taking place on this premises. Oh well. Wham, bam, alakazam under an orange-colored sky. That's an old tune. Anyway, okay, so GA seems like that's what I learned today, a waste. Food stamps seem attainable, but now, let's say I get approved, then I do get it, because I'm going to say, to fuck with GA, let me get a job next month. Gladys did say, we'll eventually know, yeah, because the computers, it's all, unless you're getting paid under the table, they're going to know, fine. So I got to report. Gladys did say, I'm like, she goes, well, if you get paid once a week, we need your stubs, and if you get paid every other, 2 weeks. I said, yeah, what, for eternity? She goes, no, just for a month. And we average it out and you're good for a year. I'm like, okay, like Medicaid, that I can do. So if I get a job and I'm under the threshold, which is like 20, I have it at home, 2,200. If I'm making less than that, if you're making $2,000 or less per month, then and you get approved for a year, I should be good. That'll kick me off GA. What a waste. All this effort for GA, all this sort of $185 that you just get kicked off of. Like, I don't know if GA helps with like housing, like if you're really fucked up, like you're homeless, you're a transient or something, being in the GA program might help with that. But yeah, GA doesn't seem like it's worth it. It seems like so much work and so much effort for so little, and it's so easy to lose. Why'd I even waste time with it? Waste of effort. So GA, I wouldn't bother with. But food stamps, a separate program, SNAP, and it's all EBT, electronic benefits transfer. It's for all these things. I'd assume if someone, like a family or a woman with a child, if they were on TAMP or possibly WIC, whatever that is, whatever it stands for, or the other one, whatever. Okay, I'm assuming it's all the same card, the EBT card. So EBT is the umbrella term for these different programs. So when some people online would talk about EBT, I have EBT. Well, I guess EBT can be a number of things. So in this case, for me, both food stamps and potentially GA, general assistance, fall under the category of EBT. But I think all I'll really be eligible for, realistically, is food stamps. So let me get my food stamps, my gimme dats. And if I do end up on SSI or SSDI in the future, are they going to go back and say, well, you were on GA for like, a couple months, and now it's been a year or so, and now you're on SSI, well, you got to pay us back, 185 for that 1 month. It's like, it's not even worth it. So this video has become devoted to the county. I am a lineman for the county. Anyway, look at this little shed barn thing. I remember this was a farm. When I was a teenager, the town bought it and started doing all this. And it's been here now for almost 30 years, but it used to be all dust, and like when they were first transitioning from a cornfield to this, it was all dusty. There was no sod, no grass. It was just a mess. A little dirt devil came up somewhere here. I remember I turned, it was like, it was like a dust devil, dirt devil thing. I remember that. I don't know, it wasn't even windy that day. All right, so what else have we, because we've got our adoring public here. People who click on a video and say, what the hell is this? And just, immediately shut it off. And if this video is half an hour or longer, the few people who watch it, start to finish, they don't do it in one sitting. This is like, this is going to be like, broken up into chunks of 10 or 12 minutes apiece. So we're already on like part 3 or 4 at this point. Rambling about the county. Which is good. It's good to get out. Whatever way you want to go.
Yes, we're going left.
Yeah, I made a video a few nights ago. It's chilly that night. Now I'm sweating. I'm in short sleeves. That night I was double flannel. It's only a matter of 2 days, but that particular night I got a phone call. And I went to answer it, and it actually killed the video. I didn't realize you answer a phone, it just kills the recording. So, and I figured it was a good place to stop. But that was just some pre-recorded message. There's a local number. It was some pre-recorded message in either, I want to say, I'm not sure if it was Mandarin or Cantonese. It was pre-recorded, so, but I remember that. So if the phone rings again, we'll end it. But no, I mean, we have this time, this airspace. If there's something we want to discuss, we can pause and pick it up again, or we can just end it. I don't know. Yesterday I talked about the county, and I've learned that GA seems to be a waste, but the food stamps seem plausible. I gotta go back. I gotta go back tomorrow and submit now. Well, I guess again, it was good. I was able to come home with the paperwork I did not fill out. I didn't like the idea of filling it out on the cuff, off the cuff, on the fly. I didn't feel like filling it out there, so I said, I'll come back tomorrow. So I took those papers home, the ones that I didn't fill out, because I thought I had to do it in person. I'll fill them out, scan them, keep a copy, and I'll also bring back the documents, the driver's license, birth certificate, all those TDI statements, separate household form saying that I am a household of one. You can go wherever's. That's going to loop back around this. Whichever way you want to go. But if you want to go that way, you can go that way. I have an appointment tomorrow. It's early morning week with an ear, nose, and throat doctor, ENT. Because I think I mentioned all this. The heavy breathing when I breathe out. So I'm going to go and see if they think I'm a candidate for, what's it called? The septoplasty? I forget what it's called. Deviated septum surgery. But they might say, didn't you say you had a doctor look at yours once? Tell the story, buddy. You went to, was it just a regular doctor?
Yeah, it was a regular doctor.
And what did the regular doctor say?
Just get Flonase or nose drops, and that'll be good enough to have a surgery or anything like that. Now, middle of nowhere, once again, you want to cross the street, there's one car coming, right as we're coming up. Once we cross, there'll be no one. Oh no, wait. See, I thought, wow, we got lucky that time. He didn't keep going straight into the crosswalk. He made a left. But nope. Even when that happens, can't get away with it. Nope. Again, middle of nowhere. No one that way. No one that way. There was that one car, and I thought, yep, sure enough, one car. But he made the turn, so he wasn't even a threat. But nope. I thought, wow, we actually dodged it that time. But nope. Always got to be, whenever I cross here, there's just that one car. And even when it's not that one car, then it's that car. Because these videos are getting kind of redundant, kind of meh, kind of shitty.
Just haven't bothered uploading this shit. What else were we talking about? Now I gotta walk all the way down this way. Alright, we'll walk this way. That's it.
I could have gone the other way.
Yeah. Starting to regret going for this walk. It's just I'm not really made to make these videos. Just
Yes. I can't interject 'cause I was in the office with you. You know, it's not like we went somewhere, did something.
Do you have any stories you'd like to share?
Not that I could think of.
No, we're not recording. Don't worry. Do you want me to record?
Well, I mean, let's think about what's there to discuss.
One thing I want to mention, I did deliberately look like a derelict today. I got my wild hair and I got my beard flowing. I wanted to look like a derelict for the process, but thinking about cutting my hair and doing shaving the beard. But I might shave the beard myself. So maybe I'll make a video of me shaving my beard if anyone wants to see that. Watch that. Get a bunch of just random views from random people because
Weirdos like to see that. Sort
see that kind of shit instead of, right? We're going over this little one-lane bridge here. It's getting dark again.
Yes, this is.
I was going to knock maybe I'll sleep decently or halfway decently so I can go to my ear, nose, and throat doctor tomorrow. Look at that. There's a little damn little. Oh, God bless you, buddy.
Thank you.
Some allergies?
Perhaps.
People who live in this house here. What are their lives like? What sort of problems they have? Is husband beating the wife? Is the kid retarded? Or is everyone here wonderful and happy? Are these powerful people who control society? Are these just losers who live in an old historic home, the family's owned for generations? Who knows? We can knock on the door. Why is this guy? Look at this fucking asshole. He's like over the line. He clearly saw us. He had plenty of space, but hey, he's got to be going into us. You see that shit?
Yeah, we almost got hit. It's like this car doesn't do the same thing.
Well, this guy, here's this yellow line. So whether we're here or not, this guy shouldn't be, he should be on this side of the line, not this side. So regardless. But if he wants to speed down, yeah, put your brights on, buddy. Make sure you see us. Yep, yep, yep. There he goes. I think it's Saturday, right? Saturday night? Or no, wait, no, it's Monday. Jeez, Christ. I don't know what day it is. Days all mean nothing to me. Days mean nothing to me anymore. One day leaves into the next. You're right, it was a weekday. Because the county wouldn't have been open if it was a weekend. So where are all these people going on a Monday night? They're just
driving around.
Well, it's warmer than normal, yeah.
Taking a long way home.
Oh, one thing I should mention, let's see, because I repeat the same things, but yeah, the days turn into these long-winded things. I want to, I gotta call that lawyer from the department store regarding my busted finger, of course. I think I did call him, but it went right to voicemail, and I didn't feel like leaving a message. Just more shit to worry about, but how long ago was that? I went to go see that doctor. Was it a month ago almost?
I think so.
Report should be in by now. So let's see if I get some monies from that. That would be nice. And what else? Yeah, I don't even know how the process. I went to the county today. I'm still confused with. Am I still in the process thereof? Well, I'm still under review. I got to bring this paperwork in, and they don't tell me. They don't send me a letter. I gotta. Oh, the lady at the county, the main office, who called me today after the fact, did say she would send me a letter in the mail saying what time and date she wants me to come for, whatever the fuck I'm going for. So I said, fine, because I've already forgotten. It's supposed to be May 14th. I don't even know what it's for. Again, this is GA, waste of time, but the people who determine SNAP food stamps, they're the ones who, why is this store bursting like this? They're the ones who They won't tell me. I gotta check in with them. So I get this paperwork in. Let's go from there, I guess. I got my new insoles today, my custom built from the orthotic. They go into the sneaker. I have something called plantar fasciitis, which simply means it's not a wart or anything, not plantar's warts. Plantar just means the bottom of your foot. Fasciitis, it's from being on your feet all the time. It's not just the feet that ache, it's like the legs, the lower legs really ache. And I used to buy insoles, like custom insole, not custom, store-bought insoles, like the Dr. Scholl's. And they were pretty good, but I thought if I get some custom ones made up, and I had a pair made up months ago, and they sucked. They were too soft. They actually hurt. Store-bought ones were better. And a new pair of insoles. They're in here now. I'm breaking them in. And the doctor lady was like, oh, you got to wear them for half an hour the first day, then an hour the next day, then an hour and a half, then 2 hours, etc., etc. We get to 8 hours, and you can wear them all the time. And I think that's bullshit. So I've just been wearing them because, really, it's just not practical. So I'm wearing them, and they're okay. I'm breaking them in, like breaking in. My sneakers were old. Supposed to pull out the native insole and put these custom ones in, the native, sole that came with the shoe. And sneakers are sold. The native sole is just cemented, glued, fused with the sneaker to the point where you couldn't get it out. But when I would buy the ones at Walmart, the Dr. Scholl's store-bought ones, I would just put them on top of the existing sole. That's how I operate. So I think some of these doctorly advices are not that great. And what else? It's like a repeat of a couple nights ago, except 2 nights ago it was so chilly. I had my flannels doubled up. And now it's warm. It's a mild night. All right, next video's got to be something different, something more. Yes. I haven't done a drive around video in a while. No one ever answered my questions. I had asked the internet, like something cheap but doable computer you'd recommend. No one answered that. I asked about food stamps. No one answers. No one knows or cares or wants to share the information. So I'm basically talking to myself like I used to talk to the tape. It's just me talking to me about. So I know you're so worried. No one's watching this shit. It's just me talking to me about me. And my future me will look back and say, yes, I didn't know that then, and no one fucking told me. Oh, wow. If I had known of me, that would have answered all my questions. No one else could answer them. So I'm doing this as a service to myself, apparently. All right, so we'll wind this down. If anyone out there in YouTube land actually took the time to watch or listen to this whole thing, I do wonder, tell me, this will be the test to see if you got to the end of the book. How many installments did it take you to watch? How many, what's the word I'm looking for? Because I know you don't watch 45 minutes of this shit in one sitting. How many did you get through in 2 sessions? Or did you have to break it up into, 3s, 15 minutes apiece? Or is that too much? It's like 7-minute things. Yep, there's a car coming this way. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, car coming up behind. Yeah, I don't know if there's smudge on the... If it's just smudged or if there's like a hairline fracture on the lens, because I don't understand that star bursting. It must be a hairline fracture on the lens itself that's causing that slash, that light slash. But yes, if you've made it this far, how many sessions of watching this video, how many installments, how, did it take to get to the end? I am curious. This is curious how long, for those who make it to the end, how long? How many times you stop and come back and stop and come back? Was, 2, 4, 6? That would be interesting just to know how, pure curiosity. I won't affect video length based on that. I'll make a video as long as I feel like it. It's just curiosity how long people who get to the end, how many times they have to come back before they finish. What do you think?
if they finish, if they come back, I would imagine they'd probably break it up into at least 3.
Yeah. And before we say goodbye, I've done this before. This is where the redundancy comes in. Let's look at the bamboo at night. There's a nice patch or grove of bamboo, which they say can get out of control and grow all over the place. But this bamboo is you can't really even see it. Nice thick. It's dark. Nice thick grove of bamboo.